Hi, Pamela Stone, volunteering in America. This is my persuasive speech for oral communication. Have you ever had help from a charity organization or a church? No? Count yourself as lucky. Do your children's classes like to have volunteers, use volunteers? Have you personally ever volunteered? These are questions you need to ask yourself. We all need to ask ourselves. America saw a declination of 2% from the year 2011 to 2015 in volunteers. That doesn't seem like a lot. 2%, you say? Well, that's not a big, hairy deal. 2% of the American population at that time was approximately 2 million people. Going forward, if we continue to see this declination, we're going to lose more than 2 million by the year 2019. Volunteering is as important to the individual as it is to the organization you're volunteering for. Religious organizations have the largest population percentage of volunteers, but it's expected. If you're affiliated with a religious organization, it's expected that you're going to volunteer your money, your time, your experience, and to the religious organization you're affiliated with. But who helps those not affiliated with anything? The addicts, the sick, the abused, the elderly, those living in poverty levels that just need a helping hand. Do you? America has a serious lack of volunteers. My next slide. When you look at the statistics from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, you find that people, they separated everything based on different items, such as race, sex, age, education, employment status. So women volunteer more than men. And the age range of 35 to 54 volunteers more than all the other ages. White people volunteer more than African American, Asian, or Hispanic people. And people with some college education and higher are volunteer at a much higher rate than no college or lower, 20% plus more. Employed full-time and part-time and unemployed, which means you're actively an employed person, they volunteer more than the not employed, which is people not in the labor force, such as people that stay home or are retired. There's many people are just unaware of the possibilities to volunteer. An accountant can volunteer for VITA or AARP to assist with tax preparation. A carpenter can volunteer with Habitat for Humanity and build homes for people. He can assist with remodeling at a homeless shelter. A homemaker can assist in cooking and serving and meals or cleaning somebody's house. If you want to find out what's available in your area, I found an awesome website called pointsoflight.org. This website has listings for needs in your area and other areas, as well as ideas that you can use to see what you might want to volunteer for and where you can help. Next, let's talk about ways to generate more volunteers. Suppose you have an organization and you need volunteers. We all see the late night commercials and flip the channel really quick with the sick animals or the kids that are starving in other countries. These ads generate a lot of funding. Volunteering money is sometimes all a person can do to help. That's still volunteering. Red Cross, United Way, Big Brothers and Sisters, Salvation Army, Goodwill, these are all charities that you see a lot of. They generate more assistance than most. But the smaller charities, they kind of rely on people talking about them. United Way helps a lot of small charities, but their funds are limited, and they really need the help, whether it's financial or your time. Volunteer. Find a local church or a shelter or an animal shelter, somebody that needs help and needs your help, and volunteer. Volunteers should always know their value. You should know your value when you volunteer. These are benefits when you volunteer. There are benefits when you volunteer, from improving your skills to improving your health. Volunteers should be made to feel appreciated and connected, and you should be able to tell them what they're doing. When you're going to try and be a volunteer, make sure you're joining with something you have a heart for, service for. If you're an animal lover, volunteer at a pet shelter. If you like to read and you can read out loud, volunteer at a library to read to kids. Volunteer at a hospital to read to seniors in a senior home that can't read to themselves anymore. And when you have a volunteer that wants to help, validate their ideas and make sure they're informed and they know what's going on. Don't leave them out in the dark. Make them just as important as the people that are paid staff. If you look at people's resumes or their college applications, you'll find that these things rock on both. They show experience, they show commitment. These are things people want to see. Keep that in mind when you volunteer. I wasn't certain where my need to serve would lead me. I volunteer at my church. I volunteer for civic organizations, shelters, fundraisers, and wherever else I can help. I've been told I have a heart for service my whole life. In truth, I do it for myself more than others. I'm selfish when it comes to helping others. I know not everyone feels that way, and it's okay. If we could just get 10% of our friends to volunteer an hour a week, or even just an hour or two a month, it would be amazing. Practice random acts of kindness. Share your good fortune and abilities with others. If you don't have time, give money. If you don't have money, give time. It'll improve your mind, your body, and most of all, your spirit. Thank you for your time.